Okay, I'm here with Snickers, I would say Chloe?
Rosie.
Rosie and Reece. I don't know why I can't remember your name, sweetheart. You're so cute. All right, this is the roadmap to success. Now, in this case, this is the dog that's been here for a while. These two dogs came a little bit later. These guys are a year, almost 10 years old. Now, I'd like to see the guardian get glucosamine for her and try Cosequin, which is what I like to use, because I really think it's going to make a big difference. Also, when she's properly motivated, she's still pretty sprite. And so I think that if we can just get her more motivated, I think we're going to get more interaction from her. Now, these guys like to lick her, and she doesn't particularly like it, so it's going to be important for the guardians to intercede and show her, I've got your back. I'm going to take care of you, make sure that, when we have little kids in the house, if one of them does something to the other one, well, we're going to make sure that they don't allow that to happen. So we want the dogs to trust us. And we do some of the way we achieve that is by looking out for their better interests. So I suggested a number of rules and boundaries for the dogs to start to identify as being in the follower position. Now, these guys being puppies, it's their job to push and try to get away with what they can get away with. Our job is to kind of provide them with the structure they need. So for dogs, the higher they sit, the more status or rank they have amongst their peers. So simply by taking away the furniture, created a desire for these two for the Chihuahuas to use the dog beds. And usually I have to use a lot of enticement with treats. Didn't really have to do that with them. They were very down for the cause. Now, they try to get up on the couch a couple times. We use the escalating consequences, disagree, the hissing sound before they do the wrong thing. Once they get up, we tell them off one time. If they don't, put our hand behind their butt, push them firmly to the edge so they feel like they're going to fall off, and then we say off, and then pet them when they're on the floor. So we always want to end any correction with a positive reinforcer if possible. I'd like the guardians to start petting the dogs with a purpose instead of petting them when the dogs demand it or jump up in their lap, which is kind of the same thing. That tells the dogs that I can tell the human what to do, and also can tell the dogs that they need to look out for the human, which can create stress. Now, Snickers here, I think, might have a case of separation anxiety. For a lot of dogs, enforcing the rules, have to sit before I let you in or out of the door, not being allowed within 10 feet of the humans, not being allowed in the furniture. All those things can help the dog start to see and identify as being a follower. If I'm a follower, I'm not responsible for the humans. If I'm not responsible, I don't feel the pressure of looking out for them or have to come in to find them. Some dogs have separation anxiety because they are so needy and because they get petted 24/7 and they get everything they want whenever they want. They don't have any self-control. So we talked about how to develop a little bit of cushion of personal space by using the escalating consequences. I demonstrated how the guardians can actually claim the area around the door. Now, if you need help, I can't remember what the escalating consequences were. You want to see an example of somebody claiming the area around the door or any of the other exercises we went over during the session, you go to doggoneproblems.com and click on the dog training tips section. On the left side of the page, you'll see a search box. You can type in whatever it is you want to search for. Door exercise, escalating consequences, petting with a purpose, passive training. I'll have videos from other sessions and other session write-ups that come up so you can actually watch those. Let me see, what else? We went over how to teach her how to come, and as you saw in that video, she was really into it. So we want to engage with her. She's not an old dog, and I think that I think she's probably been treated a little bit like an old dog because she's so much older than these two, but she's still got a lot of life in her. And the more that we look out for her and provide her with rules and structure, the less stress she'll feel, and eventually, hopefully, we get to the point where she's no longer having accidents in the house. Now, I don't think her accidents, from what I understand, were a result of being vindictive. I think it's either a combination of not understanding what potty training is, or losing control of her bowels because she gets so worked up due to separation anxiety. So we went through some trips on potty training. Again, if you go to doggoneproblems.com, I have a lot of tips there on potty training your dog, or remedial potty training. It might be one of the keywords that you search for. But the key is you let the dogs do the act first. So in this case, we let the dog potty. We go out and say the word business or whatever the word is you want to say after the dog starts, and say it so calm. Say it in a normal tone of voice. If I say potty, you see the look that we had there. We'll stop them from evacuating their bladder. They'll come inside and have an accident. So say potty or whatever the word is once. As soon as the dog gets done, I usually crouch down, I hold the treat out, pop it in their mouth, and after it touches their lips, I say the word business or potty or whatever it is. After we do that consistently enough, the dog's like, I'm not going to have a potty inside because I don't get anything when I potty inside. I'm going to hold it so when I go outside, my guardians reward me. So for 2 weeks, what I might suggest you guys do is follow the dogs outside when they go outside, have high-value treats, say the word business as soon as they pee or poop or whatever the word is you want to use, and then as soon as they get done, crouch down like a softball catcher, pop the treat in their mouth, say the word business, and then pet them a little bit, let them know that made you very happy. We do not want to ever rub our dog's nose in it. It's been clinically proven to make it harder for your dog to potty. And matter of fact, most dogs will actually start hiding and going around the couch and pottying. We also don't want to yell at the dog for pottying in the house. What we mean to say is don't potty in the house. What the dog hears is don't potty. And they're like, well, I'm a dog. I got to potty multiple times a day, so I'm not going to tell the human. I'm just going to go hide somewhere and pee. When we clean up urine stains, we need to do it with something that has an enzyme in it. Otherwise, we're just covering it up, and it's not going to stop the dogs, so they're going to smell through that. And dogs like to pee where other dogs have peed. I like the Guardians also use passive training. Every time the dog comes to us, we're going to pet it and say, come. Every time it sits, we're going to pet it and say, sit. If we say off, when he gets off the couch, we're going to pet it and say the word off. Always try to transition to a positive. I'd like the Guardians to not walk around the dogs, instead to walk through them, so the dogs learn that they need to defer. I'd like the Guardians to practice not allowing the dogs into the nursery. The family is going to be expecting a young one here in the fall. And so this is a great way to start training the dogs that we're always going to follow through by, if I tell the dog to sit and it doesn't sit, I'm going to get up and follow it until it sits, then I'm going to walk away. For the baby room, I would practice having mom or dad or both in the baby room with the door wide open and using the third escalating consequence to not allow the dog to come into the room even though the door is open. That way the dog is doing the work. That was great. That was a good correction. That's not aggression. That was you're getting too close, and this guy's got treats for me. Also, when the baby comes, or before the baby comes, once we have the baby shower, we want to grab all the butt paste and all the lotions and creams, and each day use a different lotion or cream on your arm, so they get used to smelling those things without the actual arrival of the new baby. Other things you can do is bring home a scent towel from the baby, put it on the floor, and maybe put a treat on it. Dog goes over, they take the treat, they're going to be smelling the baby as well. Don't let them do anything aggressive to the towel. But now we can introduce the scent to them before the sight and arrival of the actual baby. One of the dogs is breaking the rule, but that's okay, we're filming. Let me see, we can also establish an invisible boundary around the kitchen when we're cooking food. The rest of the time the dog can go in and out of the kitchen, but when we're cooking food, nah. Let me see, burn energy. Stand up to communicate that you mean it. Use that second escalating consequence. Don't walk around the dog, because that shows the dog you're burning too much energy and you're deferring to them. Some other things you can do is make the dogs wait before you go up and down the stairs. Again, I have a lot of videos on my website that will teach you how to do that. Sitting at the door. Maybe sitting at the door and then opening the door, and they have to wait before you give them permission to go out the door. We also talked about adding structure to mealtime and feeding the dogs one dog at a time. As soon as that dog takes its first bite, come up with a unique command word for each dog, and maybe her word is chow. As soon as she takes her first bite, we say chow. We do that every time for a month or two. After a while, we say chow. It means I'm going to give permission to eat to her, but it doesn't mean anything to him because he didn't hear, when he heard the word chow, he wasn't eating. Dogs spend 90% of the time in the wild looking for food. So if we add a little bit of structure to that very primarily important activity and eat in front of them and then control, we don't let the other dogs within 7 feet of the dog who eats, because that's a way of intimidating, and we only let one dog eat at a time. I usually feed them based on who's calmest next. Unless sometimes you get a situation where one dog is so much older the other dogs won't eat in front of that dog. Let me see, also we can use counter conditioning. That's something that I'm glad I remembered. She especially likes to bark at anyone passing by the house. If you go to my website and search for counter conditioning, I always do it with one word. They'll show you how to do it. What I do is I squeeze a treat and hold it like this, let her start nibbling on it. As you can see, I can change where she looks. So what we're going to do is we're going to have her sitting several feet away from the little window next to the door, and then as we see somebody's about to come in front of the house walking by, we're going to pull out the treat, let her chew on it. As she sees the person approach, she's getting the treat. As soon as the person passes her view, the treat goes away. So the only time the treat is delivered is when the people are approaching. She's barking because she wants them to leave. So when what she doesn't want to have happen happens, she gets the treat. When what she wants to have happen, the treat goes away. Excellent. There we go. All right, I'm probably forgetting a couple things, which I have a tendency to do. These are long 3-hour sessions. So if the Guardians have any questions, I want them to call me. Now, I have clients that will call me 3 months later, and they deal with the problem. It's much easier the faster you're at it. The faster that you're on it and make adjustments, the better. So if you have questions, text me. It's the fastest way to reach me. Italy, or Rome, excuse me. I got the right continent, wrong city, or wrong name. So if you have questions, don't wait. If you're not sure about something, text me right away. Don't wait. I don't charge for phone calls. I want you to call me or text me, but texting is by far the fastest way to reach me. All right, Snickers, is there anything else I forgot? like, ah, don't blow on me. All right, remember, everything you do trains your dog. Only sometimes you mean it.